All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. We're going to check this out. Say we got breaking news that Donald Trump makes a stunning announcement about Elon Musk's future. Some people saying Elon Musk is done. He's out of there. But the main thing is salute to Elon Musk, because he exposed a lot of fraud and waste and stuff like that from these Democrats, especially how a lot of them got rich. That's the reason why you kept seeing AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters. That's why you seen all of these people who've been making so much money illegally, stealing from the taxpayers. That's the reason why they are so mad at Elon Musk, that they've been just threatening this man's life. Got protesters out here throwing Molotovs through Tesla dealerships. Got all type of stuff going on. So at the end of the day, whether Elon Musk stay or leave, which some people saying that he could be leaving, but President Trump is finna go ahead and making a statement about that, about if Elon Musk is going to stay or not. I'm pretty sure President Trump wants Elon Musk to stay, but there's been so much going on because these Democrats cannot take the fact that they've been exposed. That's why they so mad. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing some more support, and shout out to everybody who always stay to the end, because it definitely helps to get the videos out there. And shout out to the ones that always let me know in the comment section that they did watch the entire video. Man, I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this by Devorah Dawkins, y'all. Let's go.
So let's start with what President Trump had to say about Elon Musk.
Do you have a sense of how long Elon Musk's mission will last and when he will depart?
Well, Elon is fantastic, and I think it's, he's a patriot, and I think it's a shame what they're doing with his car company. They had a great car. It's a great car, great product, and it tells you what a patriot he is. He's amazing. No, I mean, as long as he'd like, I like smart people, and he's a smart person. I also like him personally. When he endorsed me, that's when I really got to know him.
Do you think you would appoint him to another position once his 130 days?
Well, I think Elon's great, but he also has a company to run, or a number of companies to run. That he can do this, that he can find the time. He loves the country, that's why he does it.
Yep.
But we're in no rush. But there'll be a point at which time Elon's going to have to leave.
Yeah, so you heard what President Trump had to say. He would love for Elon Musk to stay as long as he likes. Now, of course,
and like I said, that's a good thing. Like I said, I knew President Trump would say something like that, hey, man, Elon can stay as long as he like, but he do got other businesses and stuff to run. But the man done been through, I mean, hell. He done just been through a lot, man, with these Tesla dealerships. Look what these people are doing. That's the reason why I said I don't want to hear nobody from CNN, no people on the left talking about some freaking January 6th. I don't want to hear nothing about that, because that right there is nothing compared to what these people has been doing. Getting out the car, scratching up people's Teslas, attacking people who's driving Tesla, throwing Molotovs through dealerships, shooting guns and stuff through dealership windows, setting stuff on with Teslas on fire, just all type of stuff. I don't want to hear crap about no freaking January 6th. Like this is ridiculous, man. But shout out to President Trump for saying, hey, I want Elon to stay, and I hope he do, but he do got other stuff to do, and business to run. But we shall see. Let's go.
Of course, the media won't love that statement, and neither will Democrats. That's why they want us to focus on that fake news story that we debunked for you earlier today. Now, while he was on Air Force One, he also talked about tariffs. Let's take a look at that clip now.
Love to get your reaction, sir, to what's going on in the financial markets today.
Well, I mean, it's to be expected. This is a patient that was very sick. We really inherited a terrible economy, as you know, with a lot of problems, including loss of manufacturing and plants closed up all over the country. We've lost 90,000 plants since NAFTA, if you think of that. 90,000. It's not even believable. And about 6 million jobs. And so it was a sick patient. It went through an operation on Liberation Day. And it's going to be a booming country.
Now, maybe visuals will be more effective in proving my point here, and why the hysteria from the media, Democrats, even Republicans, in regards to these tariffs is definitely misplaced. What you're looking at on the screen is a 10-year history of the S&P 500. Now, the bottom left-hand corner is 2012. And the top right corner is where we are right now. And that's not me trying to insult your intelligence, but as you guys can see, the last major drop that was even worse than what we've been experiencing right now was during COVID.
Yep.
But see, the media won't tell you that. Even the financial bros won't tell you that. And the reason why I say this is because they're in the business of selling fear in the form of a narrative on TV.
Exactly. That's what they do. Just sell fear. That's what CNN do. That's what NBC, ABC, that's what all of them do. Just sell fear. Just like they was running with this, Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump is Mussolini. Oh, this is a Nazi rally he's going to have in New York City. Like, this is what they kept doing, and nobody fell for it. And to this day, like right now, President Trump the one, and they still trying to strike fear into the American people. It's just unbelievable to me. And plus, like I said plenty of time when President Trump was on the trail, on the campaign trail, he said plenty of time, hey, if countries don't abide by the rules, I'm going to hit them with them tariffs. Like he said that. So me personally, I've said this in numerous other videos that President Trump is doing everything he said he was going to do when he was on the campaign trail. And he has not let us down, whether people like it or not. He's doing everything he said he was going to do.
That's what they get paid to do. Now, the bottom line here is I'm here to tell you the truth. There's no reason to panic, because if we just look at the data, everything's going to be fine because the market will correct itself. Now, obviously, Cramer, who's your favorite financial advisor, disagrees.
What bothered me, Aaron, was that they really did, over and over again, the president said, listen, it's going to be reciprocal. So you do it, we do it. And that was going to be so good. And I really believed in it. And I feel like a sucker tonight because I am not a free trader and I do not believe in free trade. And I was just as tough, if not tougher than his people, but they screwed it up. And they really they did it a totally ill-advised way. And I was very let down as someone who really, truly believes that free trade is awful for the American working person. This is what they came up with. Jeez, come on, have some gumption, have some math.
All right, now the only way to respond to Jim Cramer is by doing the opposite of whatever he tells you to do. It is a known fact that most people can get wealthy by doing the opposite of whatever he is recommending people do financially. Okay, that's his whole history. That's his record. That's what the results say. It is something that is indisputable. Now, we already know that Jim Cramer is going to disagree with President Trump on tariffs. Fine. And so will majority of the media. But what about Nancy Pelosi? Because according to this next clip, she actually agrees with the president. Take a look.
Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure. It will be over $40 billion for 1996. Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now.
So as y'all can see, this right here was back in 1996. And you can hear, and we even had old clips where you had Chuck Schumer, a lot of them, Barack Obama back in 2008. All of them supported what Donald Trump is doing now, and they all trying to act like now, oh, Donald Trump is wrong. Why is Donald Trump doing it? But then you see these videos right here. Now, you see this with Nancy Pelosi back in 1996, with her pretty much agreeing with everything what Donald Trump is doing. But then these the same people that'll get on camera and say, Donald Trump is wrong. Donald Trump, what are you doing? I mean, these people are straight hypocrites, all because they don't like Donald Trump. I mean, this is ridiculous. Nancy Pelosi just being exposed because she pretty much agreeing with Donald Trump in this clip. Let's go.
In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows certain industries into China, of U.S. Industries into China, and therefore only 2% of U.S. exports are allowed into China. On the other hand, the U.S. allows China to flood our markets with a third of their exports, and that'll probably go over 40%. And it's limitless because we have not placed any restriction. In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least. Fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser.
Now, let's give a thanks to this creator on X called Maze. You guys should follow him. That's what his username is, Maze Moore. I love it because he's always finding clips from way back when.
Yep.
That brings me to my main point here. This is exactly the video that needs to be played on repeat when you start to hear somebody cry about tariffs. Just have them watch this. This goes all the way back to 1996.
1996.
She said back then that the trade deficit was $35 billion. You guys want to know what it is today? It's $300 billion.
Wow.
That was in 2024, a 5.8% increase over the previous year in 2023. It's also the largest trade deficit for the United States with any single country. And yes, there are other countries, by the way, but let me give you the real shocking number here. The overall U.S. trade deficit in goods hit a record $1.2 trillion in 2024. Now, in case you don't understand the words trade deficit, and again, I'm not insulting your intelligence, but I want to make this simple for you. All it means is that in America, we are sending more money out into other countries than we are receiving from other countries. That's the bottom line here. So why are we sending all this money out to China, but we're not getting the same back? And not only that, as you saw in the Nancy Pelosi video, they benefit more from that trade deficit than we do.
We cannot have China controlling our national destiny. We cannot have foreign countries deciding whether we have a steel industry, a copper industry, a timber industry. We cannot have a situation where we are dependent on foreign countries for the medicine that heals us, the steel that strengthens us, the industry and commerce that powers us and keeps us safe. And so President Trump is saying that he will be the president that makes us economically secure and that makes us no longer dependent and reliant on foreign nations, including foreign adversaries.
Now, let's go to our second story. That is about Mike Waltz and the 6 staffers under him that were fired over the Signalgate debacle. Now, the real story isn't even really that.
That's why I say every time I see CNN and MSNBC crying over Trump tariffs, it just make me laugh and just smile. Because I just love just to see them just sit there and cry with their face all turned up. Oh, Donald Trump with the tariffs. Donald Trump with the tariffs when he said he was going to do it. But yet they just got to disagree with this man. So every time they do that, I just love to just smile and laugh. And that's exactly what I'm going to keep on doing while President Trump is winning. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
It's actually because Laura Loomer met with the president, and now the media is just losing their minds.
They always do.
Take a look.
Trump does a lot of crazy things. We all know that. But why would he let Loomer stroll into the Oval Office, dress down his cabinet, and dictate who should be fired?
Well, what you mean, why they let her stroll? What you mean? Donald Trump is the president. If he won't let Laura Loomer come to the Oval Office or whatever, she can do that. What you mean? Why did Donald Trump let? Same way he let Morning Joe them come to the Oval Office. The same way he just let Bill Maher come to the Oval Office. So, and then Laura Loomer, whether people like her or not, she's a huge supporter of President Trump. So why would he not let her come? But yet he let Bill Maher, somebody who's been criticizing him for years, he let Morning Joe, who still says stuff crazy about him to this day, they went out there and he let them come in. Boy, I'm telling you, man, MSNBC is something else, man. They are something else.
No matter how aggressive she is on social media, at the end of the day, she's a far-right conspiracy theorist who has no government experience.
Wow.
But yet she has the ear of the president and apparently hiring and firing power over his top security staff. Don't you feel safer already?
Now, what I find to be so interesting is they were crying for people to be fired.
Yep.
Now that President Trump has fired 6 individuals, they have nothing to say. I wonder why. Is it because those individuals are the true moles, the individuals who are looking to set up President Trump to fail? I wonder why they are defending them. Now, getting to the whole Laura Loomer piece, results tell the story. She's the one that exposed it. She's the one that probably told the president. And of course, he's not going to say, yes, she's the reason why I fired these people. Come on, man. It's politics.
He's not going to say that. Yeah,
now,
he ain't
speaking
gonna
of the
say
president, here's what he said.
Tell us a little bit about your meeting with Laura Loomer and Mike Waltz today and how that came about.
So Laura Loomer is a very good patriot. She is a very strong person. And I saw her yesterday for a little while. She makes recommendations of things and people. And sometimes I listen to those recommendations like I do with everybody. I listen to everybody and then I make a decision. But I saw her yesterday. She was at the ceremony. And she'll always have something to say, usually very constructive.
What did she recommend?
She recommended certain people for jobs.
Adding to the administration, not
Adding.
Who did she
not
recommend?
firing.
Well, she'll
Y'all look at these nosy reporters. Who did she recommend? So just so they can run it right back to MSNBC and they can go ahead and start cooking up lies and stuff. Boy, I'm telling you, these reporters be nosy. They want to know who and who did she recommend so they can have some talking points. Boy, I'm telling you, these reporters are nosy.
recommend that too. But yesterday she recommended some people for jobs.
Did she have anything to do with the NSC aides who were ousted?
No, I don't know.
Do you know how many, sir? Do you know how many from the NSC?
Not many.
Was it 5, a dozen?
I really don't know.
Who does Loomer want?
There were a couple that I know.
Who did Laura recommend hiring?
Well, I don't want to say that, but she's recommended
Thank you,
some
Donald.
good people. over-
I'm so glad he said that because this guy is so freaking nosy talking about who did she recommend. And I'm glad Donald Trump said I'm not going to say that. And I'm glad he said that. Because soon as he would have just put a name out there, they would have ran straight to MSNBC and CNN and start cooking up lies. Oh, look with Laura Loomer. Donald Trump listened to Laura. It'd have been all over the place. And I'm glad he gave that answer right there.
She's been in the party a long time. She's done a good job.
Now, it's not just MSDNC that's losing their mind over this meeting between President Trump and Laura Loomer. It's also CNN. I just think this is entertaining. Pay attention to how they open the show in discussing this entire story. Watch.
Tonight, bloodbath, and we're not talking about the markets. This is now new information that we are learning about President Trump here at CNN, that he has fired multiple National Security Council officials. But by the way, this is not about Signal. This is not about Pete Hegseth or Michael Waltz. No. This is about something else. This is because far-right conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer, who has baselessly claimed 9/11 was an inside job, told him that he should get rid of a bunch of people.
All right, let's just be fair here. So it's okay that they used the word bloodbath, but not when President Trump used the word, right? I mean, are they calling for...
Well, we got a whole bunch of clips of the left using the word bloodbath, but this is what they do. If, let's say, Donald Trump said one time, they use that word and just twist it and say, oh, this is what Donald Trump meant. Boy, they are something else. It's like they can't stop talking about Laura Loomer. She just always in their head.
Or a war in regards to Laura Loomer visiting the White House. I mean, is there a way that we can twist it like they twisted President Trump's words? You see, it's rules for you and me, but not for them. I just find that to be interesting. Now, it got even crazier because she just hates that it was Laura Loomer who told President Trump this information. Watch this.
But I understand what both of you are saying, and maybe you could criticize me for coming back on this, but I will say I can't get over the messenger, and I can't get over the fact that Trump is okay with this messenger, David. I mean, let's just go through Laura Loomer, okay? She suggested 9/11 was an inside job. She has questioned whether school shootings are real. She posted, David, and I'm not saying you're defending what she's posted. I'm just making a point to everybody what she's done. Have you noticed?
Boy, she is so freaking into Laura Loomer. Does she just sit around and look at Laura Loomer's tweets, look at everything Laura Loomer say? It's like this. The only person she thinks about is Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer did this. She said 9/11 was an inside job. She said this. Golly, how much do you study Laura Loomer, ma'am? God.
There's always a school shooting in a swing state or caucus state right before an election. She talked about Kamala Harris saying if she was elected, the White House will smell like curry. Marjorie Taylor Greene denounced her. Mm-hmm.
Now, what you just experienced there was someone who has Laura Loomer derangement
Exactly.
syndrome. Now, you may, as watching this video, you may not even like her. You may think she's crazy. That's fine. But listen, guys, there's a certain level where you don't want to obsess over people too much, okay? And CNN definitely has an obsession over Laura Loomer. There's no question. Like they have with Elon Musk, like they have with President Trump. And anybody else that aligns themselves with Trump, they get this type of treatment. And that's my whole point here. It's not necessarily about what they're talking about. It's the way that they're discussing all of this. Instead of discussing that those 6 individuals were looking to set President Trump up to fail. And I want to know why. Now let's go to...
All right, let's go ahead and stop it right there. Salute to Devori Darkins. Make sure y'all go to his channel, go subscribe to him, let him know in the comment section that DaRealADOGG sent you. But I definitely had to check this out with Donald Trump's stunning announcement on Elon Musk's future. Hopefully Elon Musk do stick around, but it's been a lot going on with the Tesla thing. Then Donald Trump said he got other business that he got to run, but we shall see what's going on with that. But at the same time, they cannot stop talking about Laura Loomer. Oh, Donald Trump met with her. Why did he let her know? So it's funny that they saying, why did Donald Trump let Laura Loomer into the White House? But yet he just let Bill Maher in there, somebody who criticized him for years. I think Donald Trump sued him before. Then, like I said, he let Morning Joe he let them come to the White House. Some more people that don't like him, 2 individuals. But why would he not let Laura Loomer, somebody who actually supports him? So it just don't make any sense at all, man. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.